Tobi Amusan, the world record holder in the 100-meter hurdles. She walked into Accra as the most dangerous hurdler on the planet. She ran 12.83 seconds and left no doubt. But this win is bigger than one race. Here is why it matters. Tobi Amusan was born on April 23, 1997, in Ijebu-Ode, Nigeria. She began as a sprinter and long jumper, not a hurdler. The hurdles came by accident. At 13, she arrived at a local competition only to find that every sprint event had already closed. The only race left on the program was the hurdles. She ran it. She won it. That was enough. By the time she was 18, she had already won the African Junior title and the All-Africa Games gold in Brazzaville in 2015. In 2016, she earned a scholarship to the University of Texas at El Paso. Her very first college season, she broke 13 seconds for the first time, running 12.83 seconds, the same time she ran in Accra a decade later. That tells you how good she was even then. She reached the final of the NCAA Outdoor Championships and made the semifinals at the Rio Olympics the same year. In 2017, she went back to the NCAA Outdoor Championships and won the title in 12.57 seconds, reversing a result from the year before. Her confidence on the biggest stages was already evident. She competed in 2 more years of African and Commonwealth Championship action, winning gold at the 2018 African Championships in Asaba, Nigeria, and taking the Commonwealth title in Gold Coast, Australia, the same year. By 2019, she had reached the World Championship final, finishing 4th in Doha with a time of 12.49. 4th at the world level. Not enough for a medal. Not yet. 3 years later, she would make that 4th place feel like a footnote. July 24, 2022. Hayward Field, Eugene, Oregon, the World Athletics Championships. The women's 100-meter hurdles semifinal was not supposed to be a historic race. It was supposed to be qualification. Just get through, stay healthy, save something for the final. Amusan had other ideas. She crossed the line in 12.12 seconds. That was not just a personal best. It was not just a championship record. It was a world record. The previous mark of 12.20 seconds had been set by American Kendra Harrison in 2016. Amusan cut 0.08 off it in a single race. It was the largest single drop for a world record in the event in 42 years. She looked at the board. "I knew I had it in me," she said after the race, "but I could not believe it when I saw it on the screen." The reaction spread instantly. In Nigeria, where no athlete had ever held a world record or a world title in an athletics event before that night, the moment went far beyond sport. An athlete from Ogun State had just become the fastest woman in history over 10 hurdles. After years of 4th-place finishes, near misses, and semifinal exits, the breakthrough had arrived in the loudest way possible. Less than 2 hours later, she came back for the final. She ran 12.06 seconds, faster than the world record she had just set, but the wind read 2.5 meters per second, above the legal limit. The time could not count. She still won the gold medal. In one evening in Oregon, Tobi Amusan became the world record holder and the world champion. She became the first Nigerian ever to hold a world record and a world title in any athletics event. She also claimed 3 consecutive Diamond League final titles in 2021, 2022, and 2023, cementing her status as the most consistent hurdler in the world during that stretch. In July 2023, the Athletics Integrity Unit charged Amusan with 3 alleged whereabouts failures in a 12-month period. That is the anti-doping rule covering athletes who miss scheduled drug tests. If found guilty, she faced a 2-year ban. The charge arrived weeks before the Budapest World Championships. She went public immediately and called herself a clean athlete. The World Athletics Disciplinary Tribunal ruled in her favor before the championships started, lifting the provisional suspension and finding no anti-doping rule violation had occurred. She ran in Budapest and finished 6th in her title defense. World Athletics and the World Anti-Doping Agency both appealed to the Court of Arbitration for Sport. In June 2024, the CAS panel rejected both appeals, finding that while Amusan had committed 2 filing failures, there was no confirmed 3rd missed test, and therefore no anti-doping violation. She was cleared to compete in Paris. She arrived at the Paris Olympics as the world record holder and a legitimate medal favorite. But the games unraveled fast. She won her opening heat in 12.49 seconds and advanced to the semifinals with room to spare. Then the wheels came off. A slow start in the semifinal cost her everything. She finished third in her heat with 12.55 seconds, ninth overall, and her time was not fast enough to advance as one of the fastest losers. The final went on without her. It was the third Olympics in a row she had left without a medal. Fourth in Tokyo, eliminated in Paris. The world record was still hers. The world title from 2022 was still hers. But an Olympic medal remained out of reach. The 24th African Senior Athletics Championships ran from May 12th to May 17th at the University of Ghana Stadium in Accra. It was her first competitive race of the 2026 outdoor season. No warm-up meets. No tune-up races. The African Championships was where she chose to start. She qualified from her heat with the fastest time in the field, 12.82 seconds. Comfortable, controlled. A signal rather than an effort. The final ran on the evening of May 13th. The timing system at the stadium had been malfunctioning throughout the meet, creating delays and frustration for athletes and officials alike. But when Amusan crossed the line, there was no question about the outcome. She had led from the first hurdle and never conceded position. Clean mechanics. No wasted movement between the barriers. She looked exactly like the athlete who set the world record in Eugene, controlled aggression from start to finish. She ran 12.83 seconds, nearly half a second ahead of silver medalist Ashley Miller of Zimbabwe, who finished in 13.24. Nigeria's Adaobi Tebugbo took bronze in 13.326. After the race, Amusan said she did not even know her official time when she crossed the line. The timing screens had been unreliable all day. She just ran. She just won. It was Nigeria's first gold medal of the championships, and it was her third African Championships title in the 100-meter hurdles, following her wins in Asaba in 2018 and Mauritius in 2022. No other woman in the event's history has won it 3 times. 12.83 in a season opener is not 12.12. It was a championship run, not a time that will shake the global rankings. The event record she set in Eugene 4 years ago still stands over 2/3 of a second faster. At the Paris Olympics semi-final, faster times from other heats kept her out of the final. Those gaps are real. Her current world ranking sits at 3rd. To win a global medal, she will need times closer to the 12.1 range, not the 12.8 she opened with in Accra. The win proves she is still the best on the continent, but not that she is back to Eugene form. That question gets answered later this summer. The Diamond League circuit is just beginning. Having won the final 3 times, Amusan knows how to build across a season and peak at the right moment. The architecture of a redemption season is already there. At the calendar's far end sits the World Championships in Tokyo, followed by the Los Angeles 2028 Olympics, the one prize that has escaped her through 3 campaigns. At 29, her window for an Olympic medal is narrowing. The question now is whether 2026 brings the story full circle, from her suspension and Paris heartbreak, back to the global podium where she belongs. Tobi Amusan walked into Accra as the world record holder who had not reached an Olympic final. She walked out as a 3-time African champion. The world record still stands at 12.12. The journey to match it starts here.